Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Boston Red Sox in our MLB plus Negro League playthrough. Um, yeah, last episode we made it to the World Series again and just got swept. The truth of the matter is that our very best pitchers aren't good enough. Um, Now, I will push back slightly on something that somebody said in the comments, but more on that in a moment. We do have some genuinely good pitchers. I don't want to create the illusion that we don't. However, um, we are lacking a little bit in elite pitching. And in particular, something that I didn't pay enough attention to is Sam Jones was terrible. Um, we probably need to upgrade our bullpen. Like, yes, we have reached. Oh God, yeah. Sam Jones is. Oh, we're looking at OSA rankings. Let's make sure we're looking at our own deal here. Ratings. Oh, I don't have a new scouting director yet. Yes. So we'll worry about that later. Anyways, something somebody said is something I wanted to flag because I hear a lot of people say it. I just want to think that's conventional wisdom, and I'm not convinced it's accurate, which is that great pitching always beats great hitting. I'm not saying that isn't true to a certain extent, but there's just too many examples of fantastic pitching staffs that don't win championships. I mean, remember, how many World Series did the Braves win when they had, Greg Maddux, John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, Steve Avery, whoever else happened to be the fourth or fifth starter? They won one. Uno. Um, Whereas I think you could argue that the great Yankees teams of the late 90s had like one or two great pitchers, but apart from Mariano Rivera, they didn't have dominant pitchers besides Roger Clemens. I mean, David Wells was fine, David Cohn was fine, Andy Pettitte was fine. I'm not saying there weren't great pitchers, but I'm not saying they're not good pitchers, but I'm saying they're not great pitchers, besides Clemens and Rivera. Um, So I want to avoid overgeneralizing the idea that if you have an amazing pitching staff, that you're going to be successful. The Braves this year, another classic example, they didn't even get to the World Series. Whereas the Rangers, who arguably their very best pitchers were Max Scherzer and Jacob DeGrom, both of them were injured and didn't even pitch in the postseason. I don't think. Maybe Scherzer pitched a little bit. Not to check myself, but let's see. Max Scherzer Rangers. Did he pitch in the postseason this year? Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Yeah, I don't care about Fox Sports nonsense. I only care about baseball reference. Um, Postseason pitching. He did in fact pitch this postseason. So there you go. Well, he pitched a little bit. Anyways, all this is to say that I don't want to get caught in this trap of saying if you have elite pitching, you're always going to be successful. Um, Hell, remember when the Cleveland Guardians had ZC Sabathia and Cliff Lee on the same team? I can't remember if that's the tail end of Bartolo Colon's tenure with Cleveland, or if that was after their tenure with Cleveland, and they just kept adding. Hell, the Cleveland Guardians just last year had an excellent pitching staff too. So clearly, it takes a balanced approach. I do understand the opposite argument though, like a dominant offense. Like how many World Series have the Colorado Rockies won? You know, zero. The Texas Rangers that I was so fond of as a kid. Your Rafael Primero, Ivan Rodriguez, Juan Gonzalez Rangers didn't win shit. So that's fair, but I think to end my ramble, I think it does take both. It does take both. Another thing a commenter pointed out that I actually do think makes some sense is perhaps moving on from Cristobal Torriente. I'd rather trade Harry Hooper, but the problem is that Harry Hooper has this no trade clause, which means we're stuck with him unless we just cut him. And I really don't want to do that. I also don't want to get too crazy about getting rid of outfielders because all it takes is one injury. And we're in an era where we don't have a ton of depth. Like, depth is not an option for us for the most part. If we take a look at our reserve roster, very few of these players are like transformational great players. They're decent. Somebody pointed out, what if we traded to get a better third baseman? I hear you. I don't know that I'm convinced about that. We need a better infield, point blank. Other than Grimy here, the rest of the infield is ranges from fine to less fine. What about her merit? Her merit sucks. Um, he is a bad shortstop, so I don't think he's got much of a future. Which begs the question: do we just trade him? I wonder what we could give for trading Mr. Herm Merritt. Let's find out. Oh, I cannot trade him legally. Lame. Oh well. Oh, Harry Hooper got a gold glove. Nice. Despite the fact he didn't even play every game. That's pretty impressive. Daniel Joe Sewell, but I really like Joe Sewell, so I'm not that annoyed by that. Let's just zip through award season. You got our shiny new scouting director, Oscar Charleston, ended up winning a Silver Slugger, as of course he did. I got Manager of the Year again, and we got Wade Hoyt as Cy Young. Is that his second one? Like, didn't he also win last year? He did. I had the best pitcher in the American League 2 years in a row, and apparently it still wasn't enough. Go figure. The question is there going to be that player we're looking for in the draft? Probably not. Red Lucas is still super, super green. Yeah, we need to find a better bullpen. We need to make a lot of moves. What do we got in free agency? Probably nothing. Interesting. Oh, I see. You're not a middle infielder. You're not very good. I mean, hi. Hi. Elite stuff and movement, pretty good control. I like this a lot. I've got a lot of money to spend too. So let's, unless you go for George Britt instead. Britt does have better control. He does have better control, but he's also a fragile player. Let's go ahead and grab Feeney Branahan. Done. Happy to make that decision. Heine Manouche is a really good hitter. Like, he is no joke, an incredible hitter. But he can only play the outfield. And I already have a glut. And I guess we could trade Toriente. If I can do what people suggest, if I can move Toriente for a middle in for a good infielder, I think I'll start with that. I will look at infielders, and we will even talk to veterans because I can take on some salary if it's the right player. Yeah, we're not moving the needle here. I love Heine Manouche. We cannot afford him. In terms of, I don't have a roster spot for him. I could just release or non-tender Harry Hooper, because remember, contracts aren't guaranteed at this point. How are you angry about the team record, you fucking douchebag? We just won the AL pennant. Holy hell, man. Uh, Passing up on Manouche feels like a mistake, but let me look at infielders here. Is there an upgrade to be had here? What about good old Chuck Dressen? Chuck Dressen, low key, would be a pretty decent third baseman. Certainly better than anything we currently have. I think we're going to make that happen. I think we're going to go ahead and offer him a contract. Pinky Jones isn't that great. Bill Black isn't terribly exciting. I think that's good. I do want to look at relievers and see. Okay, there are literally no relievers available. I don't believe in him at all. I don't think Dutch Ulrich has too much of a future. Charlie Robertson, tempting. I think I'm reasonably happy with adding these two as our free agent signings and seeing what happens after that. You want to make more money. Okay, fine. Let me put you this way: I have $500,000 burning a hole in my pocket. You ain't. You're not playing for anybody but Boston. I will fucking use. Oh, this needs to be fixed right now. There is no international scouting. Let's focus heavily on amateurs. And then the balance goes for minor league scouting. That feels good. That feels right. And then we're going to go ahead and max out on the scouting budget. Player development, let's make it. Can I do 25,000? I cannot. That's fine. I don't care. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Lefty, my lad, I need you to improve your control a little bit. If you can improve your control at all, you're going to be an amazing reliever. And I'm going to be really happy about that. Mr. Branahan signed, which is fantastic news. I really enjoy already how much adding in the Negro League players has changed the way the league works. That's really cool. Um, before you do anything else, I have too many players. Period. I wouldn't mind trading a couple. I think Aussie Vit. I will take literally any interesting player for him at any position ever. No. Well, I might just release Aussie Vit. Like, he's clogging up a roster spot. He doesn't really offer much. So, see you later, chump. We can't keep them shitty players. Which reminds me. Alright, I'm gonna go to roster. How can I just look at the reserve roster, please? Game, please. Please? I cannot, apparently. That sucks. Oh, here it is. I didn't see the button. Ha 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 ha. Whoops. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use that calling the minors filter I have. Yeah, we're just gonna cut all these motherfuckers. Oh dear god. If we do this, our reserve roster just disappears. I'm fine with that though. Let's do it. Gone. Look at how svelte our roster looks now. I love it. Let's go ahead and advance time a little bit. The draft is going to be huge for us. We're going to need to try to find ourselves some really good players, if possible. Um, maybe. Yeah, I could see voting for Jack Powell and Chief Bender. I don't think any of these guys are getting elected though. Maybe Clark Griffith, maybe. But you have to remember that Clark Griffith's big contribution wasn't as a player; it was as a builder. That's what they call him in hockey. Really call him in baseball because it's the owner. Let's see here. I know he's involved with the Washington Senators. I can't remember whether he was their manager or their general manager or even their owner. He was indeed the owner of the Senators. So there we go. And that's why I think he got elected to the Hall of Fame. Not because he was all that great a pitcher, which he wasn't. He was fine, but he was mostly known for owning the Senators. So there we go. Come on, draft. I am reasonably excited about our additions already, and I'm hoping for even more. Could I get anything at all for Eddie Foster if I traded him? I could get Hod Fenner. I mean, how many people does one team need? How many people do you need on a team named Hod? Apparently, at least one more. It's better than cutting him for nothing, but I think I'd rather just keep him. Because you could also kind of tool around at second base if we need him to. And I don't want to deprive our team of too much depth. Do we trade Tor? No, I can't trade Toriente. I'll happily let Harry Hooper ride the pine, despite winning a Gold Glove. Then trade Toriente without a good replacement. Although he is shockingly kind of limited, the fact is he's one of the better players we've got. I can at least kick the tires on trading him. I guess that's reasonable. What do we got? I could get an elite reliever. That seems like a waste, though. It does seem like a waste. Get Alejandro Alms. Meh. I don't think so. I could Mike Minoski back. That would be funny. You guys are fine, but not. So I guess the question is this. No, I don't want to make the Yankees better. Fuck that. Never mind. I will keep Toriente rather than make the Yankees better. No, thank you. And Harry Hooper still doesn't want to be traded, I assume. Oh, he would take a trade. Okay, if we can trade Harry Hooper, that frees up options for us. Now, this I do like, actually. I do like the idea. Wait, oh, you've been making memos start. Okay. I do want to upgrade the bullpen, though. That actually makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, Dick Whitworth is just a good pitcher. Like, there's not really much disputing that. I can make this work. Done. Because now I can high consign Heine Manouche if he's still available. It just creates a new logjam, though. Is the thing. I will go and add Dick Whitworth. Heine Manouche is such a good hitter. And nobody else is going after him either, which I find just wild. He's so good. Oh my stars. He's got so much upside. Like, this is a legit game-changing offensive performer. And yes, he's a terrible fielder. Could he handle, like, no, he couldn't handle first base. Never mind. I feel like marrying ourselves to Toriente is a mistake when we could upgrade with Heine Manouche. I just think it makes us a better team. I think he's already signed with us too. No, he hasn't. Okay. I will take whatever I can get. It's best player available at this point. I'd love to get a second baseman. We are lacking in that area, but I don't know that any second baseman will fall to us. So we'll see. We'll see. Uh, Ball player Felber is a terrible second baseman. Good hitter, terrible second baseman. Not what I'm looking for. Um, I'm not even going to look at pitching because I don't need it. I've got enough pitching for now. What about hitters? not terrible. What if I just didn't sign my draft pick? Because this is a shitty draft. Like, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This is a terrible draft for us. None of these players move the needle. Um, Freddie Leach is fine, I guess, as like a fourth or fifth outfielder. But he's the pick of the litter. I think I just pick somebody random like ball player Felber. I just don't sign them. I'd rather have a comp pick next draft when it might be a little bit more effective. Um, sure, I can take Joe Schote as our second round pick. I'm fine with that. Larry Duff, sure. And then I genuinely don't care anymore. It's just a bad draft, is what it is. And I will happily punt on Felber to get another first round pick next year. In the hopes that we have a better team. That we have a better pool, rather. I still need a second baseman. It is an unmistakable fact that I don't have real second baseman on the roster. Now, of course, I could play Frank Brazil at second base. Understood. He's not great at it, but sure. I really think we need to sign a second baseman. Is there one to be had? Is there a true second baseman who is not an embarrassment at the position? I ain't filled with a lot of hope yet. Let me create a filter. And we're gonna do choose fielding ratings. Fielding at second base is at least 50. Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool. Neat. Although arguably, at this period in history, third base defense is arguably more important than second base because so many hitters bunt, which they don't do later on in history. But yeah, Bobby Anderson is literally the best choice. He cost me nothing to sign him, but I'd rather play Brazil again. Do I have a reasonable backup at second base? I do have Toposer, Topperser, Billy Billy Bob, Jim, Joe, Smith. I doubt there's gonna be anybody interesting in the Rule 5 draft. We can at least give it a shot, I suppose. There are literally 3 eligible people. Oh no, sorry, that's just all positions. I don't care. There are many things I do, but care is not one of them. Look, we're gonna go quite frankly as far as Oscar Charleston will carry us. Um, and yeah, adding Heine Manouche is just such a big deal. Like the difference between him and Toriente right now is fairly minor. And then you get to the fact that, oh, by the way, Manouche is 8 years younger and has top tier potential. Um, yeah, I will at least kick the tires on some second basemen. I go to players, find a hitter, to be a minimum of 60 overall. Wow, there are four choices. I mean, why the fuck not try it, right? What if I offered you, hear me out, Cristobal Toriente? It's an amazing deal, right? No. Yeah, you're not going to be Rogers Hornsby. Fair. Completely fair. Um, it's just not going to happen. Like, I don't see any world in which we can get what we desperately need because they're just not available. So, oh well. Oh no. Anyway, there is one other thing I'd like to look at. I just thought of that. I need to check it out. I don't love our backup catcher situation. I don't. Man, poor John Beckwith. Okay, are we being stupid again? I don't think we are. I think teams are just like deliberately ignoring them, which seems silly. If only you could play. Oh, interesting. He doesn't go into the draft. He actually becomes a free agent. Interesting. Cool. Is there a catcher? There is Vicente Rodriguez, but he's not that interesting. I think we just run it back with our existing catching stats and see how that goes. There we go. They are getting signed by people. That's good. Red Lucas got worse, but Ben Carr got better, which is something, I suppose. Spring training invites. I think we're gonna go with Lefty Wolf, Red Lucas, Larry Duff, and then uh players. And then I'm gonna let my bench coach set the lineup however they'd like. Okay. And then let us simulate forward. That's one way to solve the problem. That is absolutely one way to solve the problem. There you go. I feel bad for the guy, but at least it opens up that space that we needed. How long is Charleston out? Please tell me. Okay, it's just 5 days. Yeah, Wolfie boy, you really need to work on those. Like you really need to work on your control. That's gonna hold you back hardcore. Not great. Poor ball player Noakes. All right, games are all done. We only had one bad injury, which honestly wasn't that bad. I have 16 pitchers. I'd like to cut down to 11. So 5 pitchers gotta go. Didn't I literally just trade for you? I did. Are you better as a reliever? You're marginally better as a reliever, but that's still not what I'm looking to. Harry Harper on the reserve roster. Hod Eller on the reserve roster. Russell and Wolf. And Lucas. That leaves me with 11 pitchers, exactly the number I want. However, you can get fucked if you think I'm gonna let Dick Whitworth be our fourth pitcher. That's just ridiculous. I want my... Oh no, this is fine actually. Yeah. Um, I'd rather pitch Lawrence Bennett than Dick Whitworth as a starter, to be honest with you. Because Dick Whitworth has no control. That's a really terrible deal. Probably Jay Jones actually gets this last spot, and then we're gonna move the two of you up. There we go. And then you can be long relief starter. That's fine. Yeah. Pitching is done. We have 14 position players. I'm gonna build a roster the way I want to build it. So let's start. 3 catchers does seem excessive. However, I don't really have an argument for not having 3 catchers right now. Because there's not another position that I think we need the extra people at. So we're start by sorting by contact. I genuinely think no, Ray Grimes is too good. I think Grimey is going to be our number 3 hitter. I think Oscar Charleston needs to bat no lower than second. No, Charleston hits cleanup. He's too valuable to hit lower than that. Max Carey is gonna lead off. Wally Shang hits second, but that's when you put Manouche in the middle of the order. Then Dressen plays sixth. Charleston is already a good right fielder, but might be a great left fielder, so I have no problem with letting Charleston play in left field. All right, gotta do second base and shortstop. A good old Specs here, I think, is a reasonably good fit to be our second baseman. I don't really see a downside to picking him as our second baseman. I truly don't. Like, I know that Frank Brazil's a better hitter, but he's also a terrible second baseman. I think he's more useful as a utility guy. So I think we're going to go ahead and play Specs at second and Everett Scott at shortstop. And give me a depth chart, please. I like this a lot. I think this work makes a huge amount of sense, and we're just going to copy and paste it right over. I think obviously the biggest impact this all season was signing the end Branahan. Vinny Branahan is going to be massive. Just the biggest. However, don't sleep on Chuck Dressen. Don't sleep on a good third baseman who's got plenty of bat to him. A very underrated but very important signing for us was Mr. Dressen. And then, of course, Heine Manouche is going to be ridiculous if he develops the way that we think he will. This is a frankly scary lineup until you get down to 7th and 8th. If there's a weakness, we have very little depth at catcher. And Wally Shang has already developed this attitude of being injured with some frequency. That's not great. But other than that, I feel reasonably pleased about our offensive capabilities. And given that we just added a legit ace, I think that's going to be huge. I have a good feeling about this season. He says that every player's hamstring disintegrates the first game of the season. They're just swimming in acid for some reason, I guess, and it happens. Number 1 prospect is Babe Herman. That makes sense. We're not even in the top half of minor league systems, are we? Got to be close to the bottom. Yeah. There you go. Anyways. What's baseball, lads? Pals? 2 weeks out for a starter isn't the end of the world. We'll just adjust and go from there. Especially in a league where we don't want him pitching that frequently. That is awful. That is the worst. I know we find ourselves in a very unpleasant situation, which is that I don't have a really good outfielder. This may have been a mistake to have traded both Harper. I could just sign Harper, which would be funny. I need outfielders, please. Are any of you not terrible? You've all kind of got something going for you, I suppose. I suspect. Ballplayer Jones is a pretty decent hitter. Yeah, let's do it. Let's add him in. I need you to sign immediately, please. Please. Sucks so bad. Oh my gosh. You're literally getting a chance to play in the major leagues. I don't know what else I can get for you. Y'all are moving up. And then Mr. Jones here can play. There. Done. That wasn't great. Can we like find human growth hormone, just inject it directly into them? Like immediately? That would be good. Red Lucas is getting better, I guess. We do not have enough depth in general, but it is something we need to keep an eye on. And I probably should not have gotten rid of that many outfielders. I should have anticipated there being injuries and just been content with keeping one of them on the reserve roster if needed. Or having it as like a backup or what have you. Nice work. Very nice work. Walt Larian is getting better as a catcher. I love to see that. Heidi Manouche just improved his ability to hit for contact. How are we looking right now? Pretty decent. We lack power. That is our biggest weakness as a franchise, is we're not hitting for a ton of power. And it's not the dead ball era anymore. We should be having people regularly hitting 10 to 15 home runs. That being said, we're extremely good at getting on base and scoring runs. The bullpen is trash again. I still have not solved that particular issue, so something's got to give. How bad is lefty's control? It's 30. I can't. I want him to pitch so badly. I think he'd be an amazing reliever. But he's just going to walk everybody. Like, Joe Bush is also coming in when we desperately need the game shut down. He's not striking anybody out, which is gross. I just don't have a very good bullpen. It's not enough innings. Point blank. It's not enough innings to really make any kind of legitimate move. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and advance another month. And then maybe make a change or two if it seems like the bullpen is really holding us back by that much. Damn it, Grimy. Damn it. Okay, wait, Hoyt got better. Okay. Alright. So here's the good news. The good news is we are definitely keeping pace. We are one of the better teams in the league, and we're only a couple bits shy of winning the pennant again. Our bullpen has improved. Some more innings under their belt have made a difference. Mr. Jones here probably isn't good enough to be our fourth starter. Um, I don't see there being a better pitcher on the roster. What's on the trade block right now? Grover Cleveland Alexander is a fucking closer is funny as hell. That's just funny. I mean, you're better than Jay Jones, that's for sure. What would it cost me to add you to my club? Here, you want Pascal? You can't have Pascal. I do need a backup center fielder. But I will give you Pennick. Done. And then if I turn you into a starter, what do you look like now? You're terrible. Well, at least you're a really good reliever. That at least upgrades the bullpen. That's something. So I'm going to make you a middle reliever and set you like that. There you go. Didn't fix our issue though, which is that I don't have a good enough starting pitcher. Is there any free agents of note? There are not. Maybe we just accept the fact we don't have a great fourth starter and see where that gets us. Um, Offensively, we need power, and I don't think power is on the market. I just don't. Um, like there's some decent players available, but none of them really move the needle in terms of power, which is what we need. If we had somebody hitting 10 home runs or more a year, if we had, say, Oscar fucking Charleston, then we'd be in great shape. As it is, though, I think we just move on. Because the players looking for aren't available, is the thing. We can do a player search, I guess. At least 60 power. Who we got? Oh, sorry, it doesn't have to be second baseman. Any position is fine. Like these are players we're not getting. That's my concern. Like I don't want to trade with the Yankees unless we can get Babe Ruth, which I'm not going to be able to. I guess I could check the Negro leagues. What if I did that? Oh, here we go. Search all leagues. I mean, Heavy Johnson ain't no catcher, but he's an incredible power hitter. And I could play him in the outfield. Let's fucking go. I will happily send you $3,000 to add good old Heavy here. And then I will instantly. You're not playing shortstop. Or are you? No, you're not playing shortstop. That'd be funny, but it is full, isn't it? his fault. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the reserves. No, I need my defensive abilities there. I guess I could try him out at second base. He might be able to play second base reasonably well. But for right now, he's just going to replace ball player Jones in left field. There we go. And let's go ahead and reset the depth charts. That looks good. He's such a great hitter. I love it. He's such a great hitter. I didn't expect this much turnover in the outfield, but I'm here for it. Oh, right. We're back in the Major League Baseball League. There we go. Thank you. Like, we could start cranking out home runs. That would be huge. All right, Dick Whitworth is out for 4 weeks. That's fine. Edward Williams is the farthest along of our pitching options, so we're gonna go ahead and let Mr. Williams here get some relief experience. And I'm gonna have you used. No, I like Sam Jones. He's actually pitching fairly well. I could use Corbett Cleveland Alexander as a stopper, but I don't think I like the idea of that. I'll put you on use more often as well. And then you're going to be long relief, middle relief. Okay. Let's talk some coaches. All right. So let's talk about Andre Walker. I'm just going to read. What's our chemistry look like? Chemistry looks decent. We need less normal people on the team. So I think we let Andre Walker walk. I think that's right. Mojave, I'm going to offer you an extension. Mike Hamilton is a terrible pitching coach. I'm going to let him walk too. Franklin Gerardo, also not the best hitting coach. Who else is up? Pitching coach, hitting coach are both up. I like Aguilar a lot, actually. I'm going to go ahead and keep Aguilar. Scott Hart any good? Does he offer anything of interest? He's meh. I think we let Scott Hart walk. And what about Bob Howell? Bob Howell's a pretty decent team trainer. We can keep him around. Done. All right, that's coaches sorted. Yeah, we're gonna make some coaching changes. Hopefully for the better. Branahan and Hoyt both made the All-Star game, as did Grimy, as did Chuck Dressen. Hey, totally fine with that. It's a really good year for outfielders. So I didn't expect us being able to crack into that. Yeah. Like, who's our best player this year? What is all this nonsense? What? Okay, something weird is happening here. There you go. I mean, I guess Max Carey's the only really top tier performing outfielder at the moment. We just got Johnson, and Minutia's doing fantastically well. Like, I'm not upset about Minutia at all. Um, but yeah, I think our lack of power is hurting us, and hopefully, I mean, Heavy's already got a home run in 7 games. That's one more home run than a lot of this roster has. Yeah. I wonder if the issue is Fenway. Like, does Fenway eat home runs? Oh my god, Fenway eats home runs. Interesting. I did not realize that. I thought Fenway was relatively home run friend or was relatively hitter friendly. Interesting. Like I know you got the green monster, but the dimensions are actually relatively small left field. But anyways, that's interesting. That may be part of our issue. Oh, we just have to accept that as the cost of doing business. Give me Ivy Olson? I don't think so. I'm not interested. Thank you though. We just need to go on a run. That's what we need more than anything. We need to go on a nice little run. Who is Sherry Smith? No, I'm not giving. I don't want them. They suck. No. All right, we're 3 games out of first. I frankly don't know what else we could do. We could replace Jay Jones, obviously. Like that's the biggest and most obvious issue we have is that we don't have a very good fourth starter. Understood. What, you trying to trade Lou Gehrig? Why? Why would you possibly want to trade Lou Gehrig, Boston? What the fuck would that cost me? What about we just as a starting point, Ray Grimes? No. Okay, that's not gonna happen. I had to try. Bill Meehan might be more in our price range. Maybe. I can't give you Holland, but I think we're nearing a deal potentially. What if I offered you Grover Cleveland Alexander? I can't give you any of my starting position players, so that's not going to move the needle, I don't think. If I offered you, I cannot trade Jay Jones for some reason. I wonder why I can't. Why can't I trade you? The thing is, you're asking me for players I can't give up right now. That's my issue. What if we look at what if I gave you Bush and Alexander? Does that do anything for you? Not really. That's my problem. I don't really have a lot to trade unless I'm willing to give up a rookie, like a prospect like Red Lucas. I could just literally promote Red Lucas to the majors and let him figure it out. That might be an even better solution. Edward Williams and Lefty Wolf cannot start, so I cannot trade. I cannot include either of them. extreme fly ball, but in a park like ours, that's not so bad. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe we just put say Larry fucking Duff here can go on the reserve roster and we can promote Red Lucas and hand him the fourth starting spot. And then make you a reliever. Like, Jones's problem, quite literally, is the fact that he doesn't strike anybody out. Which means strikeout to walk ratio is terrible, and if you just get hit too hard, then, well, you're in a lot of trouble. So we're gonna try out Red Lucas. That's one move we're making, for sure. I don't see who else I would trade, though. Like, I genuinely don't see who else would be interesting to either move or to acquire. Because the thing is, I don't have trade assets right now. I just don't. My most tradable players are my outfielders. I could trade ball player, I guess. I could trade ball player Jones, I suppose. Maybe that'll move the needle for somebody. Not really. Like, Ray Powell does offer something extra as a backup, but I'm just not that interested. I'm sorry. I apologize, game. But yeah, I just don't see that much value. Kid like Red Shea, maybe? Maybe? Nah. I think we're just gonna play it by ear. I think we got what we wanted. Um Iger Bruin has to come from within. That's what I think has to happen here. It's got to improve from within. And if we can manage that, I think we've got a really good chance to go back to the postseason. But that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to, can we improve enough from within to make things work. Bill Holland's throwing harder now, as is Harry Harper, which is very nice. Um, Branahan is better. Ewing is better. Okay. Any improvement in lefty Wolf's control? No, we're still stuck at 30. Can you please just 40? Give me 40 and I will hand you the number one bullpen spot. We'll just fucking go with that. Dick Whitworth is not an objectionable pitcher. Oh god, he got obliterated in his first major league start. Yeah, maybe we just let Dick Whitworth have his job back rather than force it. Like, I know that Dick Whitworth isn't a perfect starter by any stretch of imagination, but I think we just need. Oh god, he's terrible. I'd rather keep Jones than. Yeah, fuck it. Oh my god. We spent all this time trying to improve the rotation, and I genuinely don't think we have. I think we've got a good bullpen now, though, which is nice. How bad would Edward Williams? No, Edward Williams cannot be a starter. It's not possible. You're done as stopper, and it could be GCA. It could be Grover Cleveland that we make this new stopper. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think it just makes us a better team. Because right now, Bullet Joe Bush is just not getting the job done. He just isn't. He's getting hit. He walks everybody. It's bad. So let's try not doing that. Okay? I don't think we're making the playoffs. It's still possible. Like, I don't want to completely shit on it and say it'll never happen, but I am deeply concerned. I am deeply, deeply concerned. Our web is developing, which is nice. That is nice. What's a real tragedy is we have top tier elite starting pitching. Pitching is not our problem. Our problem is we don't hit home runs. Although we are getting better, thanks to Heavy Johnson. Thanks, Heavy. And Max Carey, weirdly. Um yeah. We just need a series against the Browns. That's what we need. We need to play the Browns and just destroy them. That's what's gonna get us to the postseason. You cannot, game. You absolutely can fucking not. Oh my god. Really? All the fucking players to get hurt. You had to hurt Heavy Johnson. You jackass of a game. Um. Yeah, welcome back, Ben Pascal. As far as who's gonna start in left field, I don't fucking know. Hell, maybe it'll be fucking Pascal. At least he's got some pop in his bat. The timing literally could not have been worse. That sucks. And what really sucks is when he got hurt, which means he's almost certainly going to miss the postseason too. Like, if we manage to make it, no guarantee, understood. But if we do manage to make it, I think we're in real trouble. Especially when we just start getting a little bit of a hot streak. Losing our best hitter is just the worst. Unless you like a miracle healing of, say, Oscar Charleston would be nice. Would be lovely. Let's do that. Let's just inject him with ultra steroids so he heals instantly. That sounds amazing. Let's do that. This is also not a great draft class. Yikes. Oh, we get Toriente back. That is gigantically enormous. Fuck off. We need him badly. I'm not saying Cristobal Toriente is the perfect player by any stretch of imagination, but we desperately, desperately need a reliable outfielder who can at least bat, say, sixth. I'm really excited we got Toriente back. I think that's going to be a nice little shot in the arm. Um. Oh, no, we will have time to get Heavy Johnson back. Brilliant. Perfect. I thought we were fucked. I thought we weren't going to get him back at all, but I think we can. All right. We're gonna say goodbye to ball player Jones again. Johnson immediately takes his spot back in the lineup, and then um Toriente gets to have a seat. That wasn't so bad. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and reset up the depth chart because I don't think we've done that in a while. All right. This is rough. So here's what makes this rough. Really, we're playing the Yankees. I thought you meant his name was sparkles, which would be funny. But it's not that funny. It's tough. I guess Yankees suck this year, so I guess maybe we do have a decent chance, but we've just got to win out. I mean, a series against your greatest rival with everything on the line, baseball really doesn't get a whole lot better than this. Oh my god, we did it. We fucking won our third consecutive pennant. Boom! Amazing. That is good stuff. A pitching triple crown for Branahan. That's really good. That's really good. I mean, I think we can safely say he was a good addition to the club. I feel pretty confident about that. We're playing the Gents. Boom. Already. Better World Series than last year for Boston. I love it. Nice. Oh, we're back to a 7-game series. Very good. Okay. All right. I didn't expect us to sweep. Damn, even Jones put in some good work here. Boom. Suck it, Giants. Oh, what an exciting season. Heavy fucking Johnson was the MVP. He hit a home run. Is he in fact that heavy? That's a heavy guy. That is a chonky individual. Oh, we did it. We did it, friends. We are World Series champions. Maybe that guy who said that pitching is what wins championships wasn't full of shit. Um, not that I was gonna say he's full of shit, but because Branahan was amazing. I think this is why I want to do this series so badly because look at how many elite players we've acquired through the Negro Leagues. Heine Manouche. I don't think he is black, is he? I thought he was an actual Hall of Famer. I wonder if they have a picture of him on Baseball Reference. Yeah, Heine Manouche is very much a white guy. Oh, I see. It doesn't work either way, which means that you can also get white people in the Negro Leagues. Hey, I'm here for that. That's fine. But man, we did it. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Eddie Foster, Grover Cleveland Alexander both retired with a ring. Oh my gosh, what a season. Yeah, Heine Manouche is most definitely not actually like a black person, but still. I'm pretty sure Branahan is. I'm pretty sure that Oscar Charleston is. I'm pretty sure that Bill Holland is, etc., etc. So what went well this season, besides obviously the whole winning the World Series thing? Mr. Manouche, mwah, what an addition to this club. Just a tremendous player who only finished a couple ticks short of a batting title. Now, issue. Yes, we play in Boston. Understood. We inflate those fucking triples numbers. Undoubtedly. But critical to remember that this is a very, very volatile stat. Max Carey. We definitely needed a center fielder, and boy did we get one. We got an elite center fielder who also happens to be an absolute on-base machine. Perfect. Grimy may very well be the heart and soul of these Boston Red Sox because he has been nothing but a consistent player who, yes, hit record doubles and triples this year, but still the beating heart of our team, I think, is Mr. Grimy here. Heavy was fantastic and very limited playing time. I think he has more than earned a starting role on next year's offense. We got a great season out of Everett Scott again. Good old Specs actually turned out to be a really good player. Second base was a position I was dreading the entire season, but he actually played at a really high level. And oh, by the way, was a pretty decent second baseman on top of it. In some ways, Chuck Dressen is a slight. I don't think Chuck Dressen is black either. Maybe he is. Yeah, definitely not. That is really funny though. I actually kind of like the fact that that they're assigning these players to the Negro leagues. That's really funny. Um, Dressen was slightly disappointing, but not that much. We got a pretty good offensive performance out of him. His defense was acceptable. I am fine with what he provided. Wally Shang was disappointing, and he's getting worse defensively. I think catcher is our next big project. We have to address catcher. Um, and I think that's going to be our number one priority. Our bench wasn't that great, but don't forget how much rotation we had in and out for the different outfielders. So, hopefully Oscar Charleston did get a ring. But let's be honest, we won because of pitching this year. Our offense was good, maybe even great, but we had motherfucking Feeney Branahan with 8 wins above replacement. Um, we had Wade Hoyt, a 2-time Cy Young winner, had nearly the exact same season he's had the last 2 seasons, and has been overshadowed by his own teammate. Bill Holland, an excellent addition to this club. A very, very solid starting pitcher. He's not fancy, but he gets the job done, and I appreciate that. Jay Jones, fine, I guess. This is the other area we can improve on. I'd like to get a really good fourth starter, just in case. Rest of pitching staff wasn't terribly thrilling. Sam Jones was bad. Um, we do need a dominant reliever, I think, as another step to being purely great. In addition, let's not forget about Oscar Charleston, who's oh god, we're doing this shit again. We randomly make people starting pitchers. Can you not? Game? Please? Please? Game? Um but yeah, we have this is an incredible season. Truly magical in every sense of the word. A really great season for us. And I'm really excited to see if we can run it back for a fourth consecutive year making the World Series. But the Boston Red Sox are world champions, and that is awesome. It'd be even more awesome if fucking Lefty Wolf learn how to throw goddamn strikes, but come on, man. You just gotta work on the one number, this one here. And then you're gonna be a top flight reliever for years to come, possibly decades. Come on, Lefty. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the series thus far. Please remember to give it a like, which really helps the channel. Subscribe if you want to see more content. And until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.